What's up, CEOs? Today is auto dealer training. Okay, so I'm Shamel Leonard and I started the Auto Dealer Business School. And part of that mission is to bring you free auto dealer training because I just feel like there needed to be some training for auto dealers because it's a very complicated. It can be a very complicated business if you don't know the right things to do. So you can learn all about the right things to do here and how to grow your business to $1 million, because that's the point, right? So this video goes down live in the Facebook group. We're waiting for people to get the notifications that we're live. But if you want to join the live version, where you can get Q&A going, get some questions answered, because I know you got some questions, then you can join the Facebook group and get in on the live action, okay? So this video is brought to you by the marketing class. So we did a spotlight car sales class last week, and it was all about marketing for quick sales, okay? Because if you haven't learned already in your business is only as good as your cash flow, right? And the cash flow is determined by two things: how quickly you get the car ready to sell and how quickly you sell the car, right? So what's up, Darius? So, oh, and yes, I need to send you a message back, Darius. I'm so glad you joined. So yeah, that's your cash flow. So if you haven't learned already, cash flow is king in your business, and you can get the car ready and it be all perfect and beautiful and, lovely for a new owner. But if it takes you forever to sell it, then the cash flow in your business can suffer. So we did a spotlight car sales marketing class for dealers. We talked about all the marketing aspects, and I want to name them here. So let me think about them. So that's the listing, the pictures, what to say, where to list, how to list. We talked about it all. Okay. So if you need some help marketing, getting your car sold in a couple of days, selling it to the very first person who comes, because we don't have time for nothing else, then join the marketing class. What's up, Greg? What's up, Wes? It's been a minute. How you doing? So this video is also brought to you by the lending class. So we are doing an auto dealer lending class coming up in a couple of weeks. And in that class, we're going to talk about how to offer financing to your customers, be it in-house financing or third-party financing. We're going to put together your finance program in your dealership, okay? So if you're wondering, like, well, how do I, once I market the car, okay, you see how it connects. Once I market the car and they're like, hey, do you have financing? Then what, right? Well, this class is the then what. So if you're interested in lending and getting that lending money, which really is a game changer. Lending in your business is the game changer, okay? And if you're interested in getting that money, then comment lending below and I'll send you information on how to join the lending class, okay? And then also, if you want information on the marketing class, comment marketing below and we'll send you information on the marketing class. Joseph, it's been a minute. How you doing? So today we're going to be talking about lending, because I'm getting you ready for this lending class. Okay. Lending is very important in your business. It's also kind of my background. So I was a mortgage lender before. And when I took that job, I had no experience whatsoever, but I said to myself, and it was completely different from what I was doing, but I said to myself that I need to learn how to lend money. Like, I need to learn how lending money works, because at that time I was in my early 20s. I didn't know nothing about lending. I knew I wanted to own a home. I knew I wanted to invest in real estate. So I was like, how does lending work? I don't even know. Right. So I took a job as a mortgage broker, banker, loan originator, right? All the same thing. And they took me through a very extensive, I think it was like 6-week lending class, where I learned all about lending. Okay. So when I say like we're doing a lending class, like we're not doing 6 weeks, right? Mortgages a little more complicated than cars. And then actually, Yeah, a little more complicated in cars. So we're not doing 6 weeks. But I'm telling you this because if they had 6 weeks of information to give me on lending, then that tells you lending is not like a drop in the bucket. It's not a little something, something. It's like you really need to learn about lending. And a lot of dealers are suffering out here because they don't know about lending and they have lending in their business. Be it buy here, pay here, like their buy here, pay here business is struggling because they don't know about lending and what to do. So let me help you out. Okay. Let's get your buy here, pay here, lot up and going better, increase your lending or increase your profit by increasing your lending skills. Right. And then also, get you some of that lump sum upfront money from lenders by helping you to learn how to lend. Okay, because you can quickly be blacklisted from lenders if you don't know how to lend. Okay, and I know I've said this before. All right, so I wanted to set that up. I had to really stress that because I think people are like, lending. Well, if I have lenders, then that's all I need. No, boo-boo, that is not all you need. You gotta know about lending so that you can maximize your lending in your business. Okay. So, the first thing, we're not going to start at like what to do to lend. We're going to start at now you have lenders. Okay. So now you have lenders. And in the lending class, we're going to go through what lenders you should have, what you need to, start lending. Okay. But for today's training, we're going to start at the now you have lenders. All right. Now you have lenders and now you have a car to sell and you have someone saying, hey, do you offer financing, right? And then you say, yes, I do. Okay. So the very first thing you need to do is take a credit application. So you're going to take a credit application online because they feel more comfortable giving their information on their own terms instead of, having someone like recording it like kind of in front of them, because people are really skittish about lending because they don't want to be rejected. So they kind of want to be able to have control of the lending process on their own. And the first way you give them control is by allowing them to complete their credit application online. Okay. So they complete the application online. What's the credit application? I'm so glad you asked. Hey, Nathaniel. So it's going to have you've probably completed a million of them at this point in your life, right? Unless you're like really, really young, but it has all the information to determine if you are credible to lend to. So like name, address, income, right? And social security number, so that you can, even if you're not pulling credit, you need social security number. Okay. Because if anything goes wrong, you need to be able to collect on that. All right. So always do a standard credit application with all the details. In the dealer club meeting yesterday, I was talking with one of the members who is, by the way, Erica, you are doing great out there in North Carolina. I want to publicly say that, and she'll come and share her experience. But I was talking to her yesterday about her credit application and how she has to collect all the traditional stuff. Okay. So you get all the information, and then you also get pay stubs and, utility bill, right? And references, right? Just like everybody else. Even if you're not calling references, even if you're not running credit, even if it's buy here, pay here, and everybody drive, right? You still need to get pay stubs. And her rebuttal was like, well, I know they might fake them anyway. Like, they gonna get them and they're probably gonna be fake anyway. But you still want to know, because, what if they're not fake? One, then you have more information to be able to collect your car if you need to. But two, if there are fake, you need to know that too. You need to know which one of your customers is out here faking pay stubs, right? That's very, very good information to see if your customer is credible to lend to. Okay. So credit application, you want to have a credit application and you want to collect all the regular stuff. All right. They're used to it. Everybody got to do it, right? Make them do it. If they don't have to do anything, it's like, I guess it's like kind of like if you met somebody and it was really, and they didn't really have to do anything to like, not impress you, but like prove that they really were into this. It's kind of like the same kind of concept. It's like how much skin in the game are you going to put in this to get this car, right? Like sometimes when things come too easy, people don't value it. That's really what I'm trying to say. All right. So collect all the regular stuff in the credit application. All right. That's number one, credit application. Now you got all this stuff and you're like, okay, now what do I do? Now you have to put on your underwriting hat. That is the most important part of lending, is you have to underwrite the loan yourself before you send it to your lender. You're the dealer. Before you send it to your lender. Okay. What's up, Marcella? So what do I mean by underwrite? I mean, you have to make sure that they qualify for the loan before you send it on to a lender, right? You want them, and qualifying means that they have, where they live and they have some kind of home stability, what income they make, they can afford the car payment, right? Like I know a lot of buy here, pay here places are out here and everybody rides, right? And it don't matter if whatever you say the income is, that's what you say the income is, your income is, right? And so if you got the down payment, they don't care. You put down the down payment, you ride. 30 days later, they come pick up the car, right? So that is a way to do business. Yes, people who are buying the car should be held accountable for telling the truth about, what their income is and whatnot. But we're dealing with the new generation of people who really haven't been taught a lot of things about car ownership, having things, income, etc. So what I'm trying to say is you will do a better service for your customers and for your business by qualifying them and having some boundaries and having some qualifications. And if someone doesn't qualify, educating them, even if they might go down the street to the buy here, pay here, that's on them, or they'll just buy the car anyway, right? Even if they can't afford it. But you want to know, okay, that's about them. But for you and your business, you want to know upfront if they can or cannot afford it, because you need to know that, because now you need to get ready to go pick up their car, right? Because if they can't afford it, they're going to miss a payment. Okay. So let me rewind a little bit. I know I said a lot. In underwriting the loan, what's up, Caroline? You want to make sure that they can afford the car, right? And so one thing that I said yesterday in the dealer club meeting, about lending was that, okay, so one of the dealers, she has a buy here, pay here program, and, everybody's approved and everybody, has the same payment, right? Well, if you take the credit application, then you can look and see if they can afford this car. Like not every car costs the same. So if they can't afford that car, then you can put them in another car that they can better afford. Okay. That's the kind of strategy that you can use in your business to make sure, one, you don't have to go pick up the car, right? Because that's extra expenses, extra time, etc. And two, that they do make the payment, right? And then you can have some kind of way where you get in this car now, make some payments, will upgrade you when your income increase, right? And you have that kind of control in your business, and your business will run smoother for it. All right. A lot of those places that everybody rides, no matter what you make, no pay stubs, no income verification necessary, they have a lot of resources to collect, right? They might even have a tow company on payroll, or somebody, they might even have a tow truck at the doggone lot, right? So their resources allows them to be able to not have any boundaries. But if you don't have those resources, you have to have more boundaries. So you have to do the underwriting of your loans. Anyone picking up what I'm putting down? Because I know I put down a lot. Are you picking it up? Let me know if you have any questions, all right, about that part, because the underwriting is important. Basically, in underwriting, you want to make sure they can afford the loan. And then you also want to make sure that if they can't afford the loan, that you can find them when you need to go get the car. That's what underwriting is for. So then when you send it to your lender, that's what your lender is going to do. They're going to make sure they can afford the loan and make sure that they can be found in the event that they cannot afford the loan. Okay. Then your lender will love you. Your lender